Good morning, good evening, depending on which time zone you are. I welcome you into this new episode of Great Chef Podcast. As you know, this is a podcast about book talks, learning from books, and the importance on our daily education and the trying to use the knowledge also from them to see how we can improve our lives. So today, topic or book is called The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect was written by Darren Hardy. Um, so the subtitle is Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success. God knows in 2025 we will need to jumpstart our incomes, our lives, and our successes. So without further ado, let's dive in. So this book, The Compound Effect, is written by a gentleman called Dan Hardy. As you can see, it's a new bestseller. It's a bestseller. It's sold over 1 million copies. This is this is one of those rare books. You will find most motivational books. Motivational speakers will talk about it. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it. So. So he talks about no matter how each action can be small, so the compound effect is every little thing matter. The chapter one, the author talks about the mechanics of compound effects, comparing to how the interest in finance work. So, for example, explain that every little thing can contribute to exponential growth. For example, a person who cuts 125 calories a day can lose 33 kilos in a year. So the key takeaway is the result of small exercises can contribute something bigger. In chapter 2, he talks about the choices. We need to focus on the choices that matter to our future, no matter how small they look. He also talks about the micromanagement thing. So he talks about the action step. Start deciding, checking how much you spend, how much you eat, how you manage your patterns. You alone are responsible for what's done to you or what happens to you. In chapter 3, he also talks about the habits. That every little habit we try to come up with. I know we all need to work on our habits and to identify the triggers which can put us in bad habits and replace the negative habits with positive alternatives. You like to drink, maybe hanging out with many people makes you want to gym. So it also talks about the change, how you must decide in the 4th chapter to change your trajectory. Decide on creating things that will put you in a good momentum. So establish a routine which can be easier to stick to. Don't start with like I'm going to run the whole 20 kilometers. Maybe just 1 kilometer is enough or half of a kilometer. Small wins, small success, which will help create you the momentum. In chapter 5, he talks about the influences. Influences can be external or internal. For example, people surrounding you can be supportive or positive individuals or the environment. He also talks about removing temptations. For example, the media. Be mindful of what you consume in news, entertainment, social media. I know social media is a big thing these days. Or introduce the idea of success environment to foster growth. What are your environment, your relationships, how are they impacting your life? In chapter 6, he talks about acceleration. So once you set up some uh, routine, now how do you improve? Try to challenge yourself on doubling the effort. Some things like once you have automatized it, you can also put double, you can reduce some things. So basically, he talks about in chapter 6 about pushing those obstacles so that you can even be able to break through into the tough times. So, leaving the compound effect, the author talks about the transformative power of small, consistent actions. Encourage the readers to take ownership of their choices for the success. The book um, tries to challenge everyone to think of what are you doing every day. Have daily results, real thing that you want. Is it one thing that you can do to help you get to your goals? Let's say you have yearly resolution. What one thing I can do today to get to my yearly resolution? So this one things that he talks about having like practical little things you can put in action which can get you closer to is it academia? Is it graduating? Maybe today I need to revise at least one page or two page. These little things that can help you and have a compound. By compound is like um, in time it will be something bigger. In this book, he also talks about strategies you can be able to apply to your life, personal development. Is it in entrepreneurship? Is it in productivity? So the compound effect helps guide you either individually or in your business or organization. So let me talk a bit also about the Dan Hardy. He was a publisher for and editor for the Success magazine. He usually used to interview many people, business people, like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, about entrepreneurship mostly. That magazine, he was a publisher of it. So at the age of 18, he became that's when he started his magazine business, and at 27, that's when he became a self-made millionaire. So he has built several businesses, gained deep insight in principle of success. As an author, he wrote this book in 2010. Actually, I bought it in 2021, I think. And this book has been here since 14 years ago. He's written also Living Your Best Life, the best year ever. He's written in also another book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, explaining the challenges in entrepreneurships and hard work and everything. So he always tries to give everyone like tips on how they can improve their lives and what can be doing. His personal philosophy is that to think about personal the importance of personal responsibility, personal discipline, personal consistent effort in achieving success. He believes in power and goals of habits and also goal setting, growth mindset, and in transforming lives and businesses of other people. So Hardy is a popular figure. Is in the world, in the community of personal development. This is a whole industry motivational speaking thing. He gives also daily mentoring program on his platforms, Darren Dairy. So either being on social media. So he tries to dive into complex stuff, making them simple, giving actionable advice. Hardy, even if he's famous, he maintains a focus on trying to help people unlock their potential. Okay, so he tries to make all his work relatable to the people that he's trying to change their life for, and he always try in this book, coming back in the inside of this book, is focusing on exploring how consistent actions can lead to lasting results. Um, for example, from his experiences, going into what we can talk about, let's going back, let's say from the chapter one, what can he talk about? Eh? So impact of choices, small choices. Every little thing that you do has an impact within time. So me, I'm not going to lie to you. I read this book. I think I bought this book in some bookshop when I was in Egypt. The reason why I remembered it is just I put some currency. This is Egypt currency, uh, 20 Egyptian, 20 pounds of Egypt. No idea how much can I buy. I will ask my friends in Egypt, what can I buy with 20? Maybe water, because this is, I think, $1 or $2, if I remember. So, but let me try to read through the books so that without going fast and bombing you with much information, and so that you can hear firsthand what he talks about in this book. For example, in this chapter 1, he talks about the magic penny. In the magic penny, he explains the importance of that every little franc matters. For example, most of us live daily life with here the whole main thing. He informs us that it's important to register every little spending, your daily spending, even if it means like taking a bus of $1, per day. You write it down. I ate it for this much in a restaurant, this much, and after 30 days, you can track your little money, every little money that you have spent. I know most of us don't have this habit of registering our expenses, but it's important either on a personal level or on a family level to have like a budget that you can live for and as comfortably as possible, but as responsible as possible. He talks about that when you save even $5, it may not seem a lot of money, but if every day, after 20, after 11 days, if you save $5 after 11 days, that will be $50. But $50, if you are 50, around 55, 55, if you can be able to put it, let's say, in a piggy bank, at the end of the day, that's 150 the month. That would be around $150, and at the end of the year, that would be around how much? Let's say maybe $2,000. $2,000. Those zero money. If you could be able to invest it in something that can give you, in the West they have this thing, I think they call it S&P 500. It's like a stock where I think most successful companies, they are combined on the New York Stock Exchange, and you can be able to buy some, and it gives you a compound interest of, I think, 10% a year, and you just let it sleep there. That every year, it means after 10 or 20 years, it could be something worth good money that you can be able, when you reach your days where you're not maybe retiring or something, that you can be able to rely on as a financial bucket. I know most of us don't think about it, but I think we all need, especially we in Africa, to start thinking about the value of money. I know depending on different cultures or sometimes religions, we don't think about the value of money as much because we have been taught that all of the belongings in this earth we leave them, but it's important that also to leave them, even if you all may leave them, but it's good that to remember that you may leave them to your family well off, once you have a good saving habit. So, what are the small steps in the first chapter that it talks about? For example, it talks about um, what are, first of all, because you're planning to improve yourself, think of, write out what are excuses that you think uh, makes you not achieve your goals. For example, yeah, I give example. Maybe you think I'm not smart, you are not smart enough. Maybe you think you had a wrong upbringing. Yeah, this most clicks to most people. Maybe you think you don't have the education needed. Um, and he talks about decide to make up in hard work and personal development to compete anyone, including your old self. Your old self. So basically, all these excuses that you think you have, once you have written them down, once you know what you're talking about them, uh, you you decide what you're going to do about them. So, for example, you can say, "I'm going to work harder than anybody else on this." On let's say, if it's a skill-oriented career, I'm going to work hard, practice harder than anybody else, and including my old self, work harder than I used to be. So this is one of the things that he talks about, how you can take um, the action. In taking action, he also advises that maybe write down 6 steps, eh? 6 steps that you think will get you on your needed goal or your needed success, and you try to follow up through. And also important, write also down the 6 things which you think can stop you from achieving what you want to achieve, and also so that you need to be aware, because sometimes we want to achieve something, but we forget that there are also other things that can stop us from achieving it, including our own bad habits. So it's important also try to come and write them down. I think as I talk, I also thinking about some of the things, bad habits I need to start working on and rectifying and changing them. I know. We are all in this together. As I mentioned in the first episode, these are some of the books that I will be reading, try to learn from them, maybe sharing them with you also. Um, so you also, it's important again to list a few areas, skills, or outcomes where you have been most successful in the past, and write down the ones that you think you took for granted, and also write down the ones that you could consider. For example, you need to be a pilot, and understandably, maybe if it's what you consider as your milestone of success, you will need to look for a school that teaches pilot, or to to fly planes. Maybe you will need to look. You don't. Let's say you write down among the things you don't have. Maybe money. Maybe you will start looking in education, or maybe side job. How can you save? These are the things you have to consider to strategize. And on the chapter 2, reading on the action steps, let the compound effect work for you. So, what area in your life as a person do you struggle the most in? Start writing every day for the things you are grateful for. Maybe you are grateful for good food on the table. Maybe you are grateful you found money to pay rent. You have a house to stay in. Start writing those things every day. Huh? This is a good homework. Um, and also write down where in the area of your life you are not putting 100% of your effort, or where you are not taking 100 responsibility of your life. Eh? So start writing also down that list three things. Wandike ibintu bitatu, three things which you should have done but didn't. Eh? Wandike ibintu bitatu, write three things you should have done but didn't do. And again, write again three other things you should start doing. Okay? For example, I need to start cutting bread out of my diet if I'm planning to lose weight, or milk. Yeah, as you say, people above 35, diarrhea and beers are not good for you if you're planning to lose weight. So maybe something like that. Things that you think can help you. Start tracking at least one behavior in one area of your life you would like to improve. Let's say if it's money, I need to start tracking my personal money, also how I spend money. Nutrition, fitness, if it's working out, recognizing, or parenting. If you think you're doing a bad job at being a good parent, start writing down what did I do for as a parent today for my kids, or how did I spend my money. Write down every day. I need to buy a new journal because this exercise is becoming very big. I need to buy a bigger one, maybe find a bigger one. So once you have started consistently tracking one behavior, you can expand this process using achievement management level system. Get your journal along with your companion. Yeah. So basically, it's important to know, to start tracking how we spend money, so that you know how much money you are losing or you are using unnecessarily. In the habit chapter, he talks about identify your three best habits which support your goal. Okay? Identify the three best habits that take you off your goals or take you off your course from your most important goal. Identify also three habits which can help you push towards your goal. And identify a core motivation. What makes you fired up? What makes you say you are an athlete? What makes you fired up and waking up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. to go work out? Find your why power. It's important to find the why. Why are you involved in this thing? It helps you to keep the motivation. Now, once you've worked on habits and motivation, let's see what can you do on your keeping up the momentum, because it's very important. You can start something and in midway you get tired and you feel like you must quit. So what next? For the momentum, you have to build your bookend morning, evening routines. Design predictable, fair, safe for the class routine schedule for you. For personal to avoid, write something like a routine. Let's say in the morning I wake up at 6. Maybe I drink water. Maybe I meditate. These kind of good things. Or maybe I go to work out. I make 5 push-ups, or 10 or 30, depending on how you feel. Start coming up with little routine things, that a blueprint of things that you can keep doing. I'm talking too much. Me too, I'm struggling on this. Don't take me as the expert in these things that somehow I'm also doing it. Me, I'm also learning with you guys on what I must be doing to improve my life. So we are in this together. I'm just sharing from the book, as I mentioned, because we all can learn something from the book and from each other. So list things is in your journal that you think you are consistent enough. Maybe in this month I was able to work out 3 days a week. This I kept this month, yes. Those things that you manage now, and write also other things which are keeping you from hitting your daily or monthly or yearly targets. Yeah, it's make a declaration stated first in your commitments to consistency. It's important to keep up the momentum. Now let's talk in chapter 5. It talks about influences. So influences can be sometimes here I talk the influences of media. What films do you watch, or what news channels do you watch? What social media do you watch? Are you always looking at people who are, let's say, into trash talking others? These guys who are always this is what you spend your day or on your phone looking at, or maybe one thing that I've tried to do, maybe which can be helpful, is on social media I try to follow motivational speakers. I think so that when you are on either IG, Instagram, TikTok, on your page, even if there is some comedians who comes in between, but at least 5 to 10 scrolls that you see, there are three, maybe five, or even six, or even eight motivational speakers, people talking about the things you want to achieve. Is it money? Is it good health, nutrition? Try to position what you consume on content like that. Things which are having a positive, uplifting, or supportive input. But maybe it's mental health. You should try to think to find people who are providing things which can have a positive impact on your life. It's important also to evaluate your current associations, um, people who are limiting your progress, or how you can try to strategize to get into the environment, to the people who are trying to help you improve or grow. Um, so pick a peak performance partner. Pick people who are high performers, uh, people who hold each other accountable, people you expect the other to bring to each conversation that can put you on another level. Basically, people who you see that are trying to develop themselves. So, acceleration, talking about this part, he advises that it's important to hit your moment in truth, making prospective calls, exercising, also talk to your spouse or kids. Also they give you feedback. It's important. Um, I also find the areas in your life where you can accelerate. Let's say you're doing weightlifting, maybe you have been pushing 10 kgs. Lift, maybe next time try to lift 15. This is good. Um, Maybe is it business, try to make calls, maybe is appreciating others, try to appreciate others, maybe find one person, is it career wise, profession area, to say you did a nice job today. Try to find things today if you are a leader or a manager in some sort. Identify 3 areas in your life where you can beat expectation, where and how can you create wow moments. Always try to challenge yourself where areas in your life you can say, yeah, I nailed this one. Yeah, I did this one, and wow, I'm proud of myself. You made it. Advent in keep on trying to accelerate what you do. Find ways to do things where you can beat the unexpected, where you can differentiate from what is common or normal or expected. Yeah. Try to overdo yourself. So that is the first and last comment from this book. Uh, I wish everyone to look for it in different bookshops wherever you are, or try to order it. Sometimes they are on Amazon and so forth. It's a good book. I think we all can learn from that. Start doing small. Maybe you want to work out and be fit. Work out maybe once a week. Once you feel like you have built a monthly routine of working out once a week, after 3 months or 6 months, they say that often after 21 days, you can build a habit within 21 days. You manage to be consistent, maybe you do it twice. And so on and so on and so on. One thing that I'm grateful for, I think for the past 2 years, I've tried to be consistent. I work out 2 times a week. Often I walk. I don't even run because start small. Me, I walk like 2 hours a week, at least a minimum of 4 hours a week. So I work out. That's it's very important. Um, it has helped me lose almost 10 kgs in the past 2 years. So I think that's one area that maybe I can share from personal experiences. Try to do things that are simple, because the idea of starting by running may be things small. Me, also one thing I try to do is spice it up. I used to walk just meditating, think about different things. Also now I'm trying to spice it up so that I'm more motivated. Maybe going listening into some uh, motivational speakers. You know those YouTube videos that you hear like work hard, so that I feel motivated when I'm walking. So that you feel like build your spicing up so that you can help you achieve this moment. So I thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the day, you enjoy the week, and see you to the next episode. That was episode 5.